Thank you, Peter. For the conduct of the voting, a member, whether individual or corporate, must appoint the chairman of the AGM as the proxy to cast vote according to his, her, their instructions. All resolutions at this meeting are voted by way of a poll in accordance with the main board listing manual of the SGX ST and the company's constitution. The company has appointed Boardroom Corporate and Advisory Services Private Limited as polling agent, and Reliance 3P Advisory Private Limited has been appointed as scrutineers for the purpose of this poll. The validity of the proxy form submitted by members by the submission deadline on Tuesday, 26 April 2022 at 2 p.m. have been counted by the polling agent and verified by the scrutineers. Without further ado, we will now proceed with the formal business of the AGM. The first item on the agenda is to receive and adopt the director's statement and the audited financial statement of the company year ended 31st December 2021, together with the independent auditor report thereon. I propose that the director's statement and audited financial statement for the year ended 31st December 2021, together with the independent auditor's report thereon, be received and adopted. As the vote has been counted and verified, I would like to announce that for Resolution 1, we have received 100% voting for the motion and 0% voting against the motion. Based on the result of the poll, I declare the ordinary Resolution 1 carried. Before we proceed to Resolution 2, please note that each of the directors and their associates has abstained from voting on the Resolution 2 to 3 to the re-election of himself as the director of the company. We will now move to Resolution 2. This second item on the agenda is to deal with re-election of Mr. Zaidi bin Abdul Rahman as director. Mr. Zaidi is retiring under Regulation 111 of the company's constitution and Rule 720(5) of the main board listing manual of the SGX ST. Information on Mr. Zaidi can be found in page 10 of the annual report. Mr. Zaidi has signified his consent to continue in office and will, upon re-election, remain as the independent, non-executive director of the company, the chairman of the nominating committee, and member of the audit committee of the company. I propose that Mr. Zaidi bin Abdul Rahman be appointed as director of the company. As the vote has been counted and verified, I would like to announce that for Resolution 2, we have received 99.88% voting for the motion and 0.12% voting against the motion. Based on the result of the poll, I declare the ordinary Resolution 2 carried. We will now proceed to Resolution 3. As this resolution relates to re-election of myself as the director of the company, may I ask Mr. Dwayne Ho, the Chief Financial Officer, to take over the chair at this juncture.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Resolution 3 is to deal with the re-election of Mr. Cleveland Quokka as a director. Mr. Quokka is retiring under Regulation 121 of the company's constitution and Rule 720, subsection 5 of the main board listing manual of the SGXST. Information on Mr. Quokka can be found in page 12 of the annual report, and Mr. Quokka had signified his consent to continue in office and will, upon re-election, remain as the non-independent, non-executive director and a member of each of the Audit Committee and Remuneration Committee of the company. I propose that Mr. Cleveland Quokka be appointed as director of the company. As the votes have been counted and verified, I would like to announce that for Resolution 3, we have received 99.98% voting for the motion and 0.02% voting against the motion. Based on the results of the poll, I declare the ordinary Resolution 3 carried. I now return the chair to Mr. Quokka to resume conduct of this meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Ho. We will now proceed to Resolution 4, that is to approve the payment of director's fee. The board has recommended 160,000 Singapore dollars being payment of the director's fee for the financial year ending 31st December 2022, to be paid quarterly in arrears. Please note that all directors and their associates have abstained from voting on this resolution. I propose that the payment of director's fee of 160,000 Singapore dollars for the financial year ending 31st December 2022 be approved. As the vote has been counted and verified, I would like to announce that for Resolution 4, we have received 100% voting for the motion and 0% voting against the motion. Based on the result of the poll, I declare Resolution 4 carried. Resolution 5 of the agenda is to reappoint the company's auditors for the ensuing year and to authorize the directors to fix their remuneration. RSM Cho Lim LLP has expressed its willingness to accept reappointment. I propose that RSM Cho Lim LLP be reappointed auditor of the company and the directors be authorized to fix their remuneration. As the vote has been counted and verified, I would like to announce that for Resolution 5, we have received 100% voting for the motion and 0% voting against the motion. Based on the result of the poll, I declare the ordinary Resolution 5 carried. As no notice has been received to transact any other ordinary business at this meeting, we shall now move to the special business on the agenda. We now proceed to Resolution 6, that is to authorize the directors to issue and allot new shares in the share capital of the company pursuant to Section 161 of the Company Act 1965. The text of the resolution is set out under item 6 in the notice on page 148 and 149 of the annual report. I propose the motion as set out under item 6 of the notice. As the vote has been counted and verified, I would like to announce that for Resolution 6, we have received 99.91% voting for the motion and 0.09 voting against the motion. Before we proceed to Resolution 7 and 8 on the agenda of the meeting, members may wish to note that the rationale for these proposed transactions to be deliberated and sought approval from members today are set out in pages 12 to 14 of the circular to shareholders. For Resolution 7 and 8, may I ask Mr. Dwayne Ho, the Chief Financial Officer, to take over the chair at this juncture.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Resolution 7 of the agenda is to approve the proposed placement of an aggregate of 1,270,369,565 new ordinary shares in the capital of the company to PY Opulence Investment Private Limited, Golden Summit International Limited, and Alacrity Investment Group Limited. The text of the resolution is set out under item 7 in the notice on page 149 of the annual report. All pertinent information relating to this proposal has also been set out in the circular to shareholders. I propose the motion as set out under item 7 of the notice. As the votes have been counted and verified, I would like to announce that for Resolution 7, we have received 99.79% voting for the motion and 0.21% voting against the motion. Based on the results of the poll, I declare the ordinary Resolution 7 carried. We now proceed to Resolution 8, that is to approve the proposed issuance of 4% convertible digital bonds due in 2026 in the aggregate principal amount of US $6 million to Alacrity Investment Group Limited. The text of the resolution is set out under item 8 in the notice of page 149 and 150C of the annual report. All pertinent information relating to this proposal has also been set out in the circular to shareholders. I propose the motion as set out under item 8 of the notice. As the votes have been counted and verified, I would like to announce that for Resolution 8, we have received 99.77% voting for the motion and 0.23% voting against the motion. Based on the results of the poll, I declare the ordinary Resolution 8 carried. I now return the chair to Mr. Kwaka to resume conduct of this meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Ho. This concludes the business of this AGM, and I declare the meeting closed. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining our live webcast AGM. On behalf of the board and management, we would like to wish you and your loved ones good health and stay safe during this challenging period. Thank you.